The Opta supercomputer has predicted Igor Tudor will get his first points on the board as Spurs manager, with Tottenham given a 45.9% chance of taking all 3 points against Crystal Palace on Thursday. Mathys Tel is tipped to start against Palace on Thursday, citing his unpredictable threat could provide a much-needed spark in the club's faltering campaign. And Marco Silva reveals what he said to Richarlison after the Fulham match on Sunday. Here are your daily Tottenham news headlines. Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name's Craig and here are your daily Tottenham news headlines, where I'll be going through all the latest news, rumours and reports. If you're watching on YouTube and are not already as yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Like, share and comment below. And if you're listening on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. And please make sure you turn on the notification bell so you get notified whenever we go live or upload a video to the channel. And finally, Chris and I will be taking on a charity event at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on 19th of March. Here are all the details. Okay, let's get into it. Opta have calculated the probability of Tottenham Hotspur securing their first victory under Igor Tudor when they face Crystal Palace. Palace arrive in poor league form, having won only 2 of their previous 13 Premier League outings, and one of those successes came against the 10-man Wolves side. Despite Tottenham's wretched home form over the past 18 months, Opta's model still makes Spurs favourites for Thursday's encounter. Spurs have been assigned a 45.9% chance of taking all 3 points. Palace's win probability stands at 27.4%, while the likelihood of a draw is rated at 26.7%. Elsewhere, the ongoing struggles of Nottingham Forest and West Ham United are currently preventing Tottenham's predicament from worsening further. Forest travel to Manchester City on Wednesday, while the Hammers head to Craven Cottage, fixtures from which neither side is widely expected to take points. That scenario presents Tudor's side with a valuable opportunity to create breathing room in their fight for survival by finding a way past Oliver Glasner's men. Palace, meanwhile, will be without a key figure for their trip to North London after Maxence Lacroix was sent off during Sunday's 2-1 defeat at Old Trafford. The French defender received a straight red card for denying a goal-scoring opportunity and is therefore suspended for the Spurs clash. Glasner acknowledged the setback when speaking to the club's official website, admitting Lacroix's absence is a blow. The next game we play Tottenham, and it sounds like he will be suspended, he said. We always have to make changes. I usually don't like this because that's the foundation. I think it's important for us to get consistency back. Football.London's Spurs correspondent Alistair Gold has urged interim manager Igor Tudor to hand Mathys Tel a rare start in Tottenham's upcoming Premier League fixture against Crystal Palace on Thursday, arguing the forward's unpredictable threat could provide a much-needed spark in the club's faltering campaign. With Spurs struggling for consistency and performances under Tudor, who replaced Thomas Frank amid growing relegation concerns, Gold's described it as utterly ridiculous if Tel was overlooked when fit and available. The journalist cited Tel's ability to trouble defenders and change games as reasons why the young French attacker deserves a more prominent involvement. Tel, who signed for Tottenham from Bayern Munich last summer following a loan spell, has shown glimpses of his talent when called off the bench, but has rarely been handed a starting berth this season. Critics argue that his direct running and unpredictability could unlock stubborn defences, a valuable quality for a Spurs side low on confidence. Tottenham's immediate future remains precarious. The club is just a handful of points above the relegation zone and has managed few convincing performances in recent Premier League outings, of course. Tudor's tactical options have been under scrutiny, with supporters and pundits alike debating whether greater faith in attacking talent like Tel could loosen opposing back lines and provide provide the cutting edge needed to arrest Spurs' slide. As the North London club prepares to face Palace later this week, the growing chorus for a Tell start highlights both the pressure on Tudor and the wider desire for inspiration in Tottenham's front line. Football London report that Fulham boss Marco Silva has opened up on what he said to Richarlison during a lengthy conversation between the two men after Tottenham's defeat at Craven Cottage on Sunday. Spurs fell to another loss in the Premier League at the weekend, ensuring that they are yet to win in the competition in 2026 and have only picked up 4 points since the turn of the year. One positive from Sunday's 2-1 derby defeat at Fulham was Richarlison getting back among the goals with a second-half header at the back post from Archie Gray's cross. After the game, Richarlison and Silva shared an embrace and a long conversation on the pitch. The Portuguese coach managed the Brazil international at both Watford and Everton, and he was asked in his press conference at Craven Cottage what he said to the Tottenham striker. Silva stated it was much more about his own life and if he's okay. As you know, he was a special player for me. I brought him to the country and after for the second club as well. He's going to be always special. Our relationship was in both clubs, but it's going to be forever. Of course, I wish always the best for him, not against us. Unfortunately, he scored against us again, but I wish 100% the best for him because he's a top guy, and when he's in his best, he's a top player. Richarlison made a positive impact for Spurs on Sunday and surely is in line for a start against Crystal Palace on Thursday. Okay, here's my thoughts on those stories today. Not a great deal of news around, admittedly, but let's cover it off. The Opta computer says that Spurs are favourites to beat Palace on Thursday. Make of that what you will. Same computers predict Spurs aren't going to get relegated. It's all very well computers saying this, and you could say all you like about how good the computers are at predicting this sort of thing, but Spurs need to show it on the pitch. So don't take too much confidence or comfort out of that. That's all I would say. Spurs have got to show it on the pitch, like I say, and this is a 6-pointer. It's a must-win game against Crystal Palace. We've got a few of these types of games coming up, and these are the games where we need to pick up 3 points in. We have chances. That's the thing. Spurs have chances to arrest this slide and get the points on the board that we so valuably need. We don't want to be in a situation where we're relying on other clubs to falter. We just need to get to that almost magical 40-point mark. All right, it doesn't guarantee your survival, but really this season it probably should do. So we just need to start getting points on the board, and this game Thursday is massive. It's probably the biggest game since the Europa League final, I would suggest. This is huge, and we've got several of these games coming up this season, haven't we? You know, against teams in and around us. Obviously, Palace on Thursday, and we've still got Leeds to play. We've still got Forest to play. We've got Wolves to play. So come on, Spurs, let's start Thursday and start turning this around. And leading on from that, a player who must start, in my opinion, I totally agree with this and what Alistair Gold said, Matisse Tell. He was one of the very few bright sparks on Sunday against Fulham. I thought he did come on. He gave us a bit of width, especially when Sousa came on, just a lot more balance about the team. Javi Simmons was out there, of course, didn't have a particularly good game, but then again, I don't think Javi, that's his best position. I think he was wasted in that position. I want to see him in the 10, threading balls through to the likes of Richarlison or Solanke or Mawani, whoever it is, playing up front. So for me, Tell, I agree with what Alistair said. Tell must start against Palace because he was direct, he was involved in the goal we scored, and we did look a bit better in that second half. First half again was pretty turgid, wasn't it? Look, we know where there's problems all over the pitch, and for me as well, other players that have got to come in apart from Tell would be Danso. That wasn't mentioned in the article, but Danso's surely got to come in and play alongside Mickey van der Ven to Spurs play a back four with Porro and Sousa. That's what I'd like to see, but Tudor, as we know, likes to play 3 at the back, so he may well go for Danso, Dragushin and Van der Ven, but let's see how that one goes. Another player, the final story in this video, Richarlison. Richarlison, again, helped change the game. Yes, we didn't win, but scored his goal. He seemed to absolutely occupy Bassi at the back, where Mawani was just kept getting knocked over, just not strong enough. Richarlison gave him a game. Bassey would know he's in a game as soon as Richarlison's on the pitch. Richarlison's been in relegation fights before, of course, with Everton. He's one of the few players that knows what it takes to get out of this. So although Richarlison has received some criticism, and from me in the past, he's the sort of player I want on that pitch fighting for us, because he's got it in him, and he can trouble defences and just win us free kicks, and he knows what it's all about. So for me, Richarlison has to start against Palace on Thursday. But get down in the comments, let me know, what team would you like to see Igor Tudor go with on Thursday when we face Palace in this crunch game? That's all from me today. Get down in the comments, as I say, and let me know your thoughts about how you're feeling as a Tottenham Hotspur fan right now, and what are your feelings on the Crystal Palace match on Thursday. And as always, come on you Spurs.